And welcome into Game 2 of the action here in the Mon Valley Independent Summer Basketball League. Monessen Florist taking on AMD Industries, a rematch of last year's inaugural championship game. AMD looking to continue their impressive unbeaten streak. Went 12-0 last year en route to the championship here in the MVISBL. I am Mon Valley Independent Assistant Sports Editor Jose Negron, joined by correspondent Dean Delamalva. And Dean, we already have a big storyline in the first game as Mariah Ward picks up her first victory of her coaching career here in the MVISBL. And now we have a rematch of teams that made it to last year's championship game.
Yeah, big second half for Cedarbrook. Really tight game in the first half. They were able to really put some distance in the second half. Looked like they started to catch their stride. But here we are with a championship rematch in Game 2, and it should be very entertaining.
Yeah, and two teams in which kind of on different ends of kind of building for this year. You got AMD, the defending champions, a lot back. Only 4 new players added to their roster. Monessen Florist, a lot of youth brought into this roster. So going to be exciting to see who comes out on top in this one. And we'll run through the starters here before we have our opening tip.
All right, so we're going to go with AMD starters is going to be number 3, Liv Cox from Baldwin. Number 12, Bailey Brinson. Elizabeth Forward. Number 6, Eden Williamson from Trinity. Number 3, Kira Gerard from Ringgold. And number 11, Tasia Troxler-Scott from Penn Hills.
And we'll go through Monessen Florist starting lineup. We got Hannah Pugliese from Penn Hills. We have Bella Corrado, a sophomore from Charleroi. Essence Davis, a junior from Laurel Highlands. Macy Justice, sophomore from Trinity. And Stelany Lutzen, a senior from Cannon Mac. As the opening tip is won by AMD and Eden Williamson. And Williamson right to the basket, no good. Rebounded there by Essence Davis.
Already inside, getting a board already. Should be a battle inside between Davis and Brinson tonight.
Now Monessen Florist, Macy Justice working with it, gets it into the hands of Lutzen. Lutzen inside to Pugliese for 2.
What a look. Great look on the pass, coming on the backside. 2-0 MoFlo.
Oh, I saw it, Chad Corrado. 2-0 MoFlo early. That one's blocked by Davis, and that's going to be off of an AMD player and into the possession of Monessen Florist.
Beautiful play run by MoFlo earlier. Let's see what they do their second trip.
Now Justice gets into the hands of Corrado. Corrado inside to Lutzen. Lutzen for 2, no good. Battle for the loose ball, goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Monessen Florist.
Another nice pass. They're really finding the open people underneath right now. Just not able to finish.
Might be, there's a turnover on Monessen Florist. Troxler-Scott for 2. She finishes to tie the game early. First bucket of the season for AMD goes to Tasia Troxler-Scott.
Strong take. Another open player underneath, but Pugliese decides to take it herself.
Might see a little bit of sloppiness early on here. Of course, first game of the season for these two. We saw it in the last game. Williamson goes, can't finish, but she gets fouled by Pugliese. She will head to the free throw line with 14:33 on the clock. That's going to be a foul on Essence Davis. I apologize. Thank you, Rachel Wobrack. The assist.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have went against Pugliese.
I did think that it was, but
may have gotten her a little bit before then.
Williamson 0 for 2 from the line. But a nice rebound by Brinson. Gerard for 3, air ball no good. Brinson tries to save it, goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Monessen Florist. And one thing with MoFlo that they're trying to replace is the energy, the leadership of Emily Vienick. Their strong point guard. There's a turnover. Troxler-Scott into the hands of Cox. She gets fouled, and she will head to the free throw line.
And here we see it pretty early here. AMD coming out with some pressure, trying to rattle the youth of MoFlo here early.
Definitely a point of emphasis here for a veteran AMD Industries team. A lot of these girls have been on the team from when it was the Greb League. So experience will likely play a factor here as Cox hits the first of her free throws. She makes them both. Pressure early on here for AMD. Lutzen gets it into the hands of Pugliese. Pugliese has Brinson there waiting for her, but she sinks the shot anyways. 4 early points for Hannah Pugliese.
I need to get her going. She's, co-coach Corrado said earlier this year that she's going to be the leader of this team. So getting her going early is a factor.
Young Penn Hill superstar tried to get that one to go. Doesn't fall after the turnover by AMD. AMD has it back. Williamson, a jumper. No good. Davis with the defensive board gets it in the hands of Bella Corrado. Nice defense by Troxler Scott and Gerard. And Troxler Scott is going to get called for a reach. Quote from Chad Corrado early on, "We look great." I'll make sure I mention that in.
Chad, he's always going to be ready. He's going to talk his players up all game long.
Absolutely, he's pretty good at that. Another foul here on Monessen Florist. We'll send Williamson back to the free throw line. Still looking for her first points early. First one is no good. On for Monessen Florist is going to be Kate Clark from Sarah Catholic. Maggie Spell also on for Monessen Florist.
Early on in the season, we're trying to get these numbers down.
Trying to get the numbers down.
As the players typically, will swap jerseys and not let us know.
Had the wrong number for them, but we do apologize. But Essence Davis now at the free throw line for Monessen Florist. A lot of visits here to the charity stripe early. Davis looking for her first points in the MVISBL. The first one goes off the front of the cage. Davis, a player that these... 8 is Riley Corrins, according to co-coach Chad Corrado. We knew that Mia was the brains of the operation, and this definitely proves that.
Oh, nice fake on the pass by Williamson. And the take to the hole, nicely done.
Davis went 0 for 2 from the charity stripe there, and now Williamson starting to get going here.
Kira Gerard getting down on the floor. Scrappy as we expect her to play, as usual.
The Kung Fu grip, as we like to call it. And timeout here for Monessen Florist with 12:56 to go.
7-4 early, defending champs. As Monessen Florist came out playing pretty well, but here AMD is kind of rebounding a little bit and trying to catch their stride.
Yeah, early on taking advantage for the most part from the free throw line. 3 for 6 early on, including a 1 for 4 showing from Eden Williamson. 2 for 2 was Olivia Cox so far. So AMD trying to take advantage there.
We see often how free throws are a factor.
Oh, absolutely.
In regular high school games. Here in the summer league, I mean, they call the fouls, but maybe not quite as much. But you still got to be able to cash in at the free throw line if you're going to have sustained success for the season.
And I think in all 3 of these games today, we're going to see a lot of opportunities at the free throw line just because of the sloppiness. There is going to be that because a lot of these players, aside from AMD, have a lot of new faces, new players to kind of get used to. So we're going to see a lot of that early on, I think, here today. Monessen Florist looking to get something going here. Riley Corrins, a sophomore from Trinity. Into the hands of Pugliese. Lots of Hillers. It seems as if Trinity and Woodland Hills players are kind of taking over the MVISBL.
They have. They're
Especially
all
girls
over the
division.
place. They are all over the place. And on the boys' side, of course, Laurel Highlands
Yeah.
is well represented. So it's nice to be able to pull some talent from all over the place.
And that one goes off the hands, it looks like, of Williamson. Going to stay with Monessen Florist. 7-4 in favor of AMD. 12:42 to go. Three ball there for Corrins, no good. Rebounded by Olivia Cox. She's going to go the other way. Tried to get it into the hands, looked like of either Gerard or Williamson, but it goes out of bounds. Second turnover of the game early on here for AMD. Monessen Florist looking to make something happen here. Lutzen brings the ball down court. Guarded by Cox, gets it into the hands of Pugliese. Pugliese drives past Williamson, and a foul called here. Her pass went off the hands of Troxler Scott, and don't know who they called the foul on.
I think they called the foul on Brinson.
Bailey Brinson, she's going to take a seat. And onto the floor comes Mallory Daly.
That's her second foul already, so trouble in foul land for AMD right now.
Mallory Daly, first-round pick of AMD this year. Sophomore from Seton LaSalle. She enters for her debut in the MVISBL. Inside, Pugliese tried to get it to Davis. Goes off her hands and out of bounds. Turnover for Monessen Florist.
There's where the chemistry thing,
Yeah.
she was, anticipating that pass a little earlier, then she relaxed a little bit, and then they threw the pass and it went a little bit too sharp for her.
Kind of like what we saw in the first game. Jasmine Dunn went for a pass. There's a three ball by Cox is good.
That was deep. Deep three.
Olivia Cox making an impact early. 10-4.
And then she jumps in on the play and gets her hand in on an inbounds play. So that little three might have jazzed her up a little bit.
But yeah, we did see in the last game, familiarity still building that,
Right.
building the camaraderie, but a couple weeks that might not be an issue.
No.
Lutzen, a floater, no good. Nice rebound there by Clark. Gets it into the hands of Corrins, who pitches it back to Pugliese. Pugliese guarded by Daly, goes up for two, no good. Rebounded by Daly, kicks it up to Gerard on the fast break.
Oh.
Goes in and out. And it's going to stay with AMD as nice job by Gerard to get the offensive rebound, and Lutzen got a hand on it and pushed it out of bounds.
If you're on the golf course and you're putting that ball and it rims out like that, you're cussing a little bit.
You're not a happy camper.
No, not at all.
I don't golf much, but I know that for sure. I've watched enough Happy Gilmore.
Spin move.
Troxler Scott, nice move there, and she's going to be called for a travel? Is that a travel call?
Looked like that's what he did there.
Kind of a
Little cavalier. with his
casual,
call.
casual travel call there as Monessen Florist takes over. Lutzen, who's been running things here for Monessen Florist. Davis inside. She can't finish. Gets her own rebound. She pitches out to Lutzen for three. No good. Offensive board there by Corrins, and she's tangled up with Gerard, and a foul called on the Ringgold senior Kira Gerard. Gerard will take a seat onto the court for AMD Industries is Brianna Dawson, a freshman from Elizabeth Forward. Three ball there, no good. Pugliese, a nice job to get the rebound without going across the timeline. She'll take a three. No good. Rebounded by Daly. She goes the other way. She has help with Troxler Scott. She's going to take it herself. No good. Another defensive board there by Corrins. Nice defensive play by Daly, but it gets up to Pugliese either way, and Daly with some nice hustle to get up and get it away from Hannah Pugliese. 10-4 AMD Industries. Over a minute, nearly a minute and a half without a bucket for either team. Nice play by Daly to get in front of that, but Pugliese grabs it away from her. Rebounded by Brianna Dawson. She gets it into the hands of Williamson. Williamson brings it across midcourt. Guarded by
Moflo
Lutsen.
with several, sorry, Jose.
No.
Several second chance opportunities down there, just unable to cash in. That is a good thing, be able to get on the offensive boards, but
Gotta
definitely
cash
want
in.
to finish.
Yeah. Shot by Williamson, no good. It goes to, it's going to stay with AMD Industries. Yeah. Chad, I have no idea what he said.
MVISBL, he was talking about his 8th grader on the floor. MVISBL, number 7 for Moflo, 8th grade.
From Thomas Jefferson.
From Thomas Jefferson School District, yep. 2 middle schoolers on the Moflo squad.
Yeah, MVISBL and Arden Manini. And a foul called here. Looks like it is going to be on Corins, I believe.
And speaking of said second 8th grader.
Yeah, Medity's ready
comes.
to check in as Williamson will head to the free throw line. 9:51 to go, 10-4 in favor of AMD, the defending champions. First one from Williamson is no good. And here Bria Rathway telling Eden's just all in her head. Right now she's only 1 for 5 from the free throw line so far. She'll get another shot here.
Yeah, that's the, oh.
In and out.
And then that one, that's not going to help either. Rattling out. I sure hope our photographer, Mr. Helsel, is paying attention to the kicks tonight. We've got some interesting kicks
We
on
do
the
have
floor.
some nice court kicks. Casey McIntyre would be proud. That's going to go out of bounds. Nice defensive effort by Williamson to get it away from Medini.
He would be able to tell you what they all are.
Yeah, I can't.
But they are
know.
really, there are some really nice ones out
Spell
there.
has 2 different shoes on.
She does.
2 different colored shoes. They're probably the same shoe.
Yep.
Jump ball here. We'll stay with Monessen Florist.
We're definitely going to be watching the kicks all season here. Hopefully somebody will contend for a court kicks title.
Well, it wasn't Jeremy Salou getting yelled at there, but I sure wish it was. And that one's going to go out of bounds. Stays with Monessen Florist. I've been trying to figure out what each coach on this Monessen Florist team is responsible for. And I've come to the conclusion that Mia Wojtovich is definitely the brains and just everything else. And Jeremy and Chad are. And there's a bucket for Brianna Dawson. 9:19 to go. It's a 12-4 AMD lead. Dawson with a bucket, her first in the MVISBL.
Listen, I don't think Monessen Florist is playing terrible by any stretch of the imagination. They're just not getting buckets.
Yeah, it's been unlucky, and AMD's not making it easy as well. They're putting a lot of pressure on this team, and these shots will fall. Pugliese is going to head to the free throw line here. 4 minutes since a Monessen Florist point, and Pugliese has all 4 of them. Pugliese misses the first. New crop of players on for Monessen Florist. Bella Corrado re-enters. That one doesn't fall. Rebounded by Dawson. And it stays a 12-4 game, and the drought here for Monessen Florist continues. Williamson. Guarded by Lutsen. Williamson drives past, goes to the hoop, and connects.
Strong take. Very strong, great take by Williamson there.
Williamson now with 5 points early on. Battle under the hoop, loose ball. Pugliese able to come away with it, and she makes a wild shot surrounded by AMD shirts.
Missed the first one. Seemed like it was out of the play. The ball gets tipped around, ends up right in her mitts, and she puts it home.
6 points all from Hannah Pugliese here from Monessen Florist. Bucket from Williamson, no good. Now Lutsen brings it down court. She has help, goes to the hole, no good. Rebounded there by Daly. Daly gets it up to Olivia Cox. Cox for two, no good. Macy Justice now. Cross midcourt, gets it over to Lutzen. Lutzen fires a three, no good. Into the hands of Brianna Dawson. She gets it hit away from Pugliese, but she's able to come away with it. Now Dawson tried to lift one up. No good, went off her knee. And it'll be off AMD and head back in possession of Monessen Florist. And it looks like there's a sub here as Kate Clark will come on for Hannah Pugliese. A well-earned little break for the young Penn Hill star. Only a sophomore.
Yes. Yep. Still, as MoFlo often talks about, how they have players that'll be around for a while. AMD also brings in one of their young players, Demetria Cox of Baldwin, checks in.
Olivia Cox's little sister, picked by this AMD team. We mentioned they only had 4 draft picks in this year's draft. Mallory Daly, Demetria Cox, and Brianna Dawson were 3 of them. And there's Stelny Lutzen with a bucket.
And now we got MoFlo with some flow, so to speak, here.
Momentum shifting here.
Got her hand in there.
14-8 AMD, 7:16 to go here in the first half. You mentioned one of the other draft picks of Monessen Florist, Lainey Yater, who was actually the first-round pick of this team, a sophomore from South Fayette. Kind of who they're looking to take on that role of Emily Vienick. Not in today. Essence Davis ready to come back in for Monessen Florist. She's going to enter for Maggie Spell. Macy Justice at the line. 7:16 to go here. She hits the first.
Already in the bonus, still 7:16 to go in this half. That could benefit Monessen Florist a little more.
Yeah, Monessen Florist has scored 5 straight points after that bucket from Pugliese after a nearly 5-minute span in which they didn't score. So Justice hits one, makes it 14-9. Shot by Williamson. Daly a rebound. No Monessen Florist players around.
Yeah,
easy board there.
Yeah, it looked like 2 of them. They were. Here you go. We talk about the communication and all that. Looked like 2 of them went to box out one player and left the other side, the backside, wide open.
There's Williamson for 2. 16-9 on a bucket from Eden Williamson. Now 7 points for the Trinity Star.
Of course, we saw Clutter that first game start to get into a rhythm, and now it looks like her Trinity teammate Williamson is starting to as well.
Yeah. And jump ball there is as Pugliese and Quarrens will return for Monessen Florist. Corrado and Justice come off and get a breather. On the floor for AMD, Mallory Daly, Eden Williamson, Tasia Troxler-Scott, Demetria Cox, and Brianna Dawson. Williamson and a foul called there on Stelany Lutzen. On the court for Monessen Florist, Lutzen, Correns, Kate Clark, Hannah Pugliese, and Essence Davis.
And that's number 2 on Lutzen. We'll see if that prompts a sub.
We'll see if Williamson can kind of break out of her drought at the free throw line. Coming into this appearance, only 1 for 6.
Now 1 for 7. And they do. They go to the bench here. Macy Justice back in. And still
0 for 2. Still struggles for Eden Williamson. But AMD able to keep possession. Williamson gets it inside to Demetria Cox, and Kate Clark going to get called for a foul underneath.
Demetria Cox down on the low post. She's not one of the taller ones for sure, but got herself open, got the entry pass, and forced the foul. Now she'll have a chance for a couple free throws.
Looking for her first points here in the MVISBL. First one, no good. Cox, a sophomore from Baldwin. Of course, the younger sister of Olivia Cox, a senior. Second free throw, no good. This is something that AMD, and they did get the benefit of getting the board here, so another opportunity for AMD. Dawson, no good, but Cox gets a rebound. Her first shot, no good. She gets the rebound again and converts. So she wasn't able to convert from the free throw line, but she's able to take advantage of an offensive board and a bucket.
Nice pass inside. Pugliese misses, though. Knocked out of bounds, but AMD recovers. Now we're playing a little helter-skelter in the backcourt.
Daly.
Ooh.
Sick bucket there for Mallory Daly as she gets on the board.
Underhand scoop and score.
20-9, AMD, the defending champs, are rolling.
Here she comes
Daly again with speed. No good, and it's going to stay AMD ball. And I know, looking at the free throw struggles that AMD has had, that's kind of been a trend. Last year, I know they struggled from the free throw line as well. As there's Williamson, I believe.
Yes. Gets herself inside. Frees up. There's a nice break and a basket for Essence Davis. 22-11.
Gets on the board there.
We got a slew of AMD players getting ready to check in. Daly airballs the three. Rebound goes to Justice. Here comes Pugliese up the floor. Too strong. But she gets her own rebound, put back, and give her an extra one.
Yeah, nice job by Pugliese there to convert on the shot, and she gets to attempt a three-point play here. Pugliese helping this Monessen Florist team keep it within reach. 9-point game, 22-13 AMD with 4:41 to go. Pugliese with 8 points early on for her Monessen Florist team. We knew coming in that she was going to be one of the better players here in this league after what she was able to do last year. Hits the free throw, three-point play, 9 points, and an 8-point deficit now for Monessen Florist.
Yeah, she needs some help. She needs some help with scoring for sure. 9 out of 14.
Definitely Monessen Florist team that misses the offensive production of Emily Vienick and McKenna Boots the Younger, who is not playing this summer. Foul call here will send Olivia Cox to the free throw line again. AMD, can they figure things out here from the charity stripe?
Second foul on Essence Davis. Now the foul's starting to catch up with Moflo a little bit.
Now 3 for 13 are
13. 3 for 13.
We just broke the. It's now 3 for 14. We broke the news to Bria Rathway.
She's sick to her stomach right now due to the free throws.
22-14 lead. You go 3 for 14 from the free throw line, still have an 8-point lead.
Yeah,
there's another turnover.
They could be blowing their doors off if they'd make some free throws.
Cox, another chance, and she's going to get fouled. Another free throw opportunity here for AMD.
Not much going on here from the free throws. Let's see if they can. Oh, there's
one.
There's a make. That'll make Coach Rathway
4
happy.
for 15 now are AMD.
MVI Breakout Player of the Year. Kate Clark back in the game for Monessen Florist. And that one will rattle in and out.
So 4 for 16 now are AMD from the line.
Nice look inside.
There's another turnover and a battle for it. And it gets into the hands of Winkelbleck. Abby Winkelbleck now with it. Pugliese takes it away from her. So both teams share or trade turnovers there. And now back into the hands of Monessen Florist. 23-14 AMD lead, 3.5 to go. Kate Clark from the corner for three, no good. Rebounded there by Kira Gerard.
Just had that toe on the line, did Kate Clark, but almost got it to go, just missed it. Maybe if she'd have been behind the line, it'd have fell.
She did hit a lot of big three-pointers for Sarah Catholic this past season. Young star in the making there. Williamson, no good. Now Pugliese goes the other way. Pugliese taking it herself. Looks for an open teammate. She's going to go to the hole, and she hits it. Hannah Pugliese doing it all for Monessen Florist here early on. Now 11 points.
A little bit of a slow start for her, but she's definitely found it here midway to late here in this first half. And she hits the free throw. 2 subs in for AMD.
Now 12 points for Hannah Pugliese after that three-point play. Second straight three-point play in a matter of a 2-minute span for Hannah Pugliese.
And don't look now, it's only a 6-point game.
It is a 6-point game, and it's a 6-1, or it's actually an 8-1 run right now for Monessen Florist, with Hannah Pugliese scoring 6 of those points. 252.
I think you guys talked about it in Inside the League Ep1, how she's like maybe a dark horse MVP candidate for the season.
Absolutely.
She's showing it here tonight.
Leading the way. Nice pass to Bella Corrado. She can't finish. Rebounded by Gerard, and I think AMD going to want to slow things down here a little bit. Haven't scored a bucket since the 5:10 mark here in the first half. Cox for three, in and out. Rebounded by Gerard. She goes up. No good. Corrado with the defensive board. She looks for a teammate. Gets it in the hands of Pugliese. Pugliese will slow it down. She's going to run things here. Brings it across midcourt. Pugliese goes herself.
What a move.
Bucket. Good. Hannah Pugliese. It's the Hannah Pugliese show here for Monessen Florist. 14 points in the first half, and she is pretty much single-handedly led Monessen Florist on this run.
And now she gets a block on the defensive end.
Spell tried to go, and there's a jump ball. Eden Williamson going to come back in. She will sub in for Winklebleck. And it's going to stay Monessen Florist ball. Again, a 10-1 run right now for Monessen Florist over the last 3 minutes of play. 1:51 to go, 23-19, AMD lead. Corrado, a shot, rebounded by Troxler-Scott. Now AMD going to run. Troxler-Scott, a long jumper, no good. Rebounded by Spell. Spell now in transition. She'll slow things down. She'll take a big three. That one's off the back of the rim. She gets a rebound on her miss. She takes another three, no good. Rebounded there, that's off AMD. Almost went out of bounds, but Tasia Troxler-Scott, a nice play to keep that one from going away from play.
Got to tell you right now, Maggie Spell does not look out of her element at all.
No.
8th grader.
Daily
confident.
Shot, no good. Another one who doesn't look out of her element is Hannah Pugliese. She knows what to expect in this league. She's come up big. Clark, that one's no good. Rebounded by Williamson. Williamson looking to make something happen. She's fouled by Bella Corrado.
That's going to put AMD at the free throw line, which isn't necessarily a bad thing so far.
Yeah, 4 for 16 from the charity stripe is AMD. Eden Williamson has struggled in her own right from the free throw line. And she will head back there. Williamson 9 points to lead AMD so far in this one. She hits that one.
There you go. You hit one, and then maybe you can start building on that, get your confidence back up.
Yeah, she was 1 for 8 coming into this pair of attempts. 2 fall. Big free throws there for Williamson. She has 11 points.
There's Maggie Spell for 3. She slipped behind everybody, was wide open. They hit her with a pass, and she drains one from the wing. And it's a 3-point game.
First points for Maggie Spell. And an AMD timeout, and Bree Rathway, showing some frustration here. 45 seconds to go. Chad Corrado over here, I don't even know what he's saying, but I know that it's probably not great about the other team. 25-22 AMD lead. Monessen Florist has been on fire since the 5-minute mark here. A 13-3 run for MoFlo, and Hannah Pugliese has been a spark. 8 points during this run here. She has 14 points here tonight. And AMD needs to flip a switch here and get going.
Hey, Helza, you on them court kicks, man? You been getting any court kicks? Casey Mack's going to need some court kicks, my man. All right.
Eden Williamson now with possession. Williamson looking to make something happen as we reach the 30-second mark. 25-22 AMD. AMD looks like they're going to hold for the last shot. There is no shot clock, of course. Just like in high school ball.
Yeah, big possession here.
Big possession here, moving.
It could be a big momentum swing either
AMD
way.
needs to get some movement here, just kind of standing pat. Williamson, final 10 seconds here. Williamson into the hands of Daly. Daly, a deep three. No good. Rebounded there by Spell. A jump ball. And Monessen Florist, it'll stay with AMD. So 1.3 seconds to go. AMD clinging to a 3-point lead, 25-22. Can they get off one shot? Daly going to inbound. Probably going to get in the hands of Williamson. She tries. Can't do it. Cox going to take a three. Good!
Wow.
Olivia Cox with a huge three-pointer, 28-22 at the end of one half. Olivia Cox with a big shot there at the buzzer, and AMD extends their lead to 6 at the end of 16 minutes of play.
Look, earlier tonight she hit one from about, probably about 2 feet behind the three-point line. That one was 4 or 5 feet behind the three-point line. Got it all. And like we said, that could be a big momentum boost for AMD, now up by 6.
Yeah, huge there for AMD Industries. Olivia Cox, 8 points in that first half, including that big three-pointer there at the end. 2 threes for her in the first half. Eden Williamson leading the way with 11 points, I believe, according to my stats, but we'll check that with the official statistics that Rachel Wobrack has compiled here for us.
You got that right. 11 points for Eden Williamson. Looking on the boards, too, Mallory Daly has 9 boards for AMD, 5 for Kira Gerard, as you know what you expect from her. 3 boards for Brianna Dawson as well. Over on Monessen Florist side, you mentioned Hannah Pugliese. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points. 2 for Essence Davis, 1 for Macy Justice, 3 for Maggie Stell, and 2 for Lutzen. So, yeah, you've got 14 from Pugliese and 8 from everybody else. Spread out, though. It's not just, one player, but a couple players have been able to get on the board. Pugliese does also have 8 boards. Maggie Spell has got 4 boards. 3 for Macy Justice and Kate Clark as well. So, Monessen Florist need a little bit more balance in their scoring. AMD needing to hit some free throws.
Yeah. AMD in that first half from the free throw line, 6 for 18. They did get 2 late free throws in that final minute from Eden Williamson that helped things out. Obviously the 3 ball by Spell cut it to a 3-point game, but Olivia Cox with a huge deep 3-pointer to make it a 6-point lead for the defending champions from AMD. Got some ads here to talk through here, Dean. You want to take on the honors?
Sure thing.
I kept your email.
I appreciate that.
I read it from my phone.
You read first game. Okay, so are we just going from the top?
Yeah, I just went from the top.
All right, there are a few places that offer the atmosphere, locally sourced ingredients, and an experience like no other than Perked Up Cafe, located at 530 McCain Avenue in Charleroi. Perked Up Cafe offers coffee from La Prima Espresso Company, a local Pittsburgh area roaster, serving breakfast, lunch, quick pick-me-up stacks, and freshly baked pastries. Perked Up Cafe serves candy bacon, homemade sandwiches and salads, fresh oatmeal, as well as gluten-free options. Wi-Fi available on site, and always willing to support the community and give back. Perked Up Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Valley Sports Guys podcast and local high school sports. Let them know we sent you.
Dean, I'll tell you what. I really wish we had a podcast this past weekend.
I know. We had lots to talk about.
I had a lot of gears to grind. The NCAA should be very lucky that we did not have a podcast this past weekend.
Well, I know they're counting their blessings.
Yes, they are.
Because, they have to be listening to us because we are the best.
I would have made them listen. As we start second half of play here, Bailey Brinson back on the court. Of course, had 2 early fouls in that first half. Not having her on the court definitely hurt AMD, not having that presence inside.
Absolutely, and she's been sitting for quite a while, so it'll be interesting to see how she plays here in the second half. She's asking for the ball.
Yeah, definitely going to need her to come up big against Essence Davis, and she draws the foul there. So quickly making her presence felt is Bailey Brinson, and that's, I believe, foul number 3 on Essence Davis.
Essence, that's 3. What do you want to do? Staying?
Coach leaving it up to his player. I like that.
I like that too. Brinson makes her first.
See, it'll be interesting to see how fouls play out here in the second half.
Yeah, definitely a lot there in the first half.
Yeah, both teams in the bonus.
Brinson goes 1 for 2 from the line. 29-22 AMD lead here in the first minute of the second half. See what AMD does to limit Pugliese. I mean, she's really been the only Monessen Florist player that has kind of hurt this AMD team on the regular. She goes up for 2, no good. Nice defense by Troxler Scott. And now Williamson brings it across midcourt.
She needs to not feel like she has to take over the game right now because they're all got their eyes on Pugliese right now.
Yeah. Now another foul here. That one on Macy Justice. Macy's first. We'll send Olivia Cox back to the free throw line. First one no good.
Got a little bit of sun creeping in from the outside doors there. Probably close the door.
That one no good. 0 for 2 was Cox from the line. Still a 7-point game.
She's able to get her own rebound on a free throw. That's
travel there on Monessen Florist. Bella Corrado called for the travel there.
That's problematic. You allow the player who took the free throw to get the rebound.
Yeah.
You gotta get a body. Gotta get a body on everybody and box out.
Maggie Spell back on the court there. Gerard's inbound was deflected, got into the hands of Brinson, went out of bounds, and it looked like it went off a Monessen Florist player and out of bounds. So stay with AMD. Williamson guarded by Essence Davis. Pitches it back to Troxler Scott. Back to Gerard. Gerard into the hands of Brinson. Brinson going inside with the left hand, no good. Williamson gets a rebound, and she's fouled by Lutzen.
Nice move inside, but unable to finish. Lucky for her, Williamson was there to get the rebound and at least get back to the free throw line.
I think AMD is just taking advantage of the aggressiveness on defense that Monessen Florist has shown. Williamson misses the first. The only issue with that is the struggles at the line have definitely hindered AMD from gaining any further separation.
Yep. And we're going to see what this Monessen Florist youth team is made of here as Lutzen now picks up her 3rd foul. So once again, they've got very young players on the floor.
Lutzen is one of the veterans. They need her to definitely provide that leadership for this young team. I believe 7 sophomores on this Monessen Florist roster.
1 senior on this team.
Justice gets it into the hands of Maggie Spell. Spell guarded heavily by Gerard. And that goes out of bounds and off of Brinson, and will stay with Monessen Florist. And there's a foul on Troxler Scott. Spell will look to inbound here, and Short trying to get into the hands of Pugliese. Troxler Scott got a little bit of the jersey there, but now here's Kate Clark, guarded by Cox. Back into the hands of Pugliese, and one thing here is that, you know, Pugliese doesn't have to be that inside presence that she was last year. You know, you have a player like Essence Davis who can do that. Maggie Spell, 3-ball, no good, off the hands of Williamson, will stay with Monessen Florist. But last year, Pugliese was really that dominant player inside.
Right.
With Davis doing it, it allows Pugliese to really go all over the court.
Anywhere that she can get open, which is what she needs. Like she, you know, I talked to her during a meet and greet, and one of the things she said was like, yeah, last year she had to play inside a lot on this team, and it's not really what she does on her normal, you know, on her normal high school team. So I'm sure giving her the opportunity to play in her element is going to help her, you know, be more productive.
Yeah, absolutely, and it definitely helps this Monessen Florist team when she's able to do so many different things. It's just going to take some time maybe for these young kids to gel. Now Williamson inside, guarded heavily by Pugliese. Brinson tried to get the rebound and the putback, but that didn't fall. And now Monessen Florist going to take it down court. Kate Clark with speed. Gerard defending. Clark almost comes away with it, but doesn't fall. Troxler Scott with speed. She is Eden Williamson with her. She loses control of the ball, but regains possession for 2. No good.
Yeah,
Rebounded by Pugliese, and now the ball gets away. Gerard fell on it, and she's going to get called for a travel.
Troxler Scott trying to get a little too fancy there, coming down against the 8th grader, and she lost the ball.
Yeah, the ball kind of bounced around there for a while before someone was able to corral it, and Gerard did it as she fell to the ground, but got called for the travel. Monessen Florist now back in possession. And another turnover. Troxler Scott takes advantage.
Back to a double-digit lead here for AMD. Monessen Florist got to get it going, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Brinson. Heck of a collision down there.
You'll send Pugliese to the free throw line. 12:56 on the clock. 10-point lead for AMD. And Monessen Florist looking to break through for the first time here in the second half. First one from Pugliese, no good.
Daly back in for AMD. And it looks like we got Riley Corrins and Lutzen back on the floor for Monessen Florist.
Yeah, Davis and Justice will take a breather here for MoFlo. Second one for Pugliese, no good. Rebounded by Olivia Cox. Still a 10-point lead for AMD. Monessen Florist has struggled here early on to put the ball in the hoop. 3-ball by Williamson is good.
All net, cash money, 3-ball, 13-point AMD advantage.
We were wondering how AMD was going to respond here in the second half, and they've done it in a big way. 15 points for Williamson, 4 here in the second half. Lutzen for 2, no good. Pugliese tried to get the putback, doesn't fall. And now here's Mallory Daly. Daly got it through a couple of defenders. Williamson again for 3, no good. Brinson gets the offensive board into the hands of Williamson, and now she'll look to do some damage. Jumper does not fall, and now Pugliese gets a defensive board, goes the other way.
Spin move.
Nice spin move there by Pugliese. Doesn't connect on that one, and now Daly goes the other way. Uses her right hand, but it goes off the bottom of the backboard. And Pugliese misses on a wide open layup. Monessen Florist continues to struggle here in the early going. First 5 minutes, still no bucket, and Pugliese had a wide open shot there. Brinson was backing off to avoid a foul. Pugliese unable to capitalize.
We talked about, going right into halftime about that last play, how the momentum could swing, and it certainly has AMD's way.
Yeah, I think that Cox three-pointer definitely gave AMD some confidence going in, and another turnover there. Cox for 3, in and out. Williamson with the rebound. She goes up with her left hand, no good. Gets another offensive board, rebound. Layup attempt, no good. Daly, a layup attempt, no good. Now Williamson gets one of her own again, and she is able to come through with one. 20 37-22, 10:58. Monessen Florist takes a timeout. And it has been all AMD here in the second half.
Monessen Florist looked a little gassed. We got into that up and down racing, up and down the floor type tempo there, and it just drained the rest of Monessen Florist. They weren't even, they were struggling to attempt to get a rebound down there on that last trip, and no boxing out. They were gassed. They needed a breather.
Yeah, we played just a little bit over 5 minutes here in this second half, and a 9-0 run for AMD. Monessen Florist put up shots, just haven't been able to capitalize on opportunities. Pair of free throw misses from Pugliese, and like you mentioned it, Dean, that three-pointer there at the end of that first half was really a dagger, kind of cutting into that momentum that Monessen Florist is building.
Well, they had come all the way back. They were down double digits. They had come all the way back and made it a 3-point game. And, you just kind of felt like that was just a huge possession. And it has turned out to be the case, as they have not scored, Monessen Florist, since just under a minute left in the first half.
Yeah, that MVISBL three-pointer with 46.7 seconds to go in the first half. The last bucket for Monessen Florist.
So we got like almost 6 minute, or it is a 6 minute drought, almost a 6 minute drought.
Eden Williamson has really led the way for AMD in the second half. 6 of her 17 points have come during this 9-0 run. And Monessen Florist has to get something going. They have to cut into this 15-point deficit, 37-22 AMD. So we're now under 11 minutes to go. Foul called there on Mallory Daly.
Hannah Pugliese getting a break right here.
Yeah, we got to score in the second half.
Yeah, Chad.
We're going to at 5-minute mark, we're going to be down 5, and then we'll play from there.
Okay. You heard it here first. 5-minute mark, it'll be a 5-point game.
Nostradamus over here. Nostradamus Corrado.
I've never seen a man pace more than Chad Corrado.
He's going to need a new pair of shoes after this night.
Lutzen for 3. That one is good.
Nice catch. She gets herself set in the rhythm. Up and down.
Selene Lutzen. Great shot there, and the senior coming up with a clutch shot. That's what you need from your veteran leader.
Yeah, they should be leaning on her a little bit to try to help pace this comeback. And if she can start to get things going, maybe the rest of the team can also join in. Here we go. Out of bounds play.
Lutzen get an inbound here to Corrado, gets it back to Lutzen, and into the hands of Kate Clark. Monessen Florist looking to take advantage here, and Lutzen.
There it is. She's got back-to-back buckets for Mo Flo, and it's down to 10.
5 straight points for Lutzen. AMD looking to get back into it. Demetria Cox underneath gets it to Brinson. Brinson pitches it out to Daly. Daly to Williamson for 3. Off the mark. Cox put up a layup, but she is fouled, so she will head to the line.
Again, getting on the glass continues to be problematic for Mo Flo, giving AMD too many second chance opportunities.
9:36 to go here. 10-point game. 37-27 AMD. First shot, no good for Cox at the free throw line.
Who's coming for the rebound? Outlet. Who's coming for the outlet? Think about what you're doing before it happens.
Second shot good. 38-27 in favor of AMD.
A little bit better free throw shooting here in the second half for AMD.
Yeah. 8 trips and 3 have capitalized on 3 opportunities.
A little bit better. That's like what I said.
A little bit better, yeah.
Kate Clark with a turnover there.
And you see AMD want to slow down the pace. Just try to look for good shots here, up by 11. Can't let Monessen Florist get out and trim any more in this deficit. Brinson for 2. That one falls.
Again, second chance opportunity. Lutzen going all the way. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay here. And here comes Pugliese back into the game after a break. And Troxler Scott for AMD.
And Troxler Scott will come in for Brinson. Nice job by Brinson of, coming in foul trouble, but being aware of that. And,
and she even
handling
picked
her
up.
business.
She even picked up her third, and pretty early in the second half, and she remained ready and played better defense, and didn't pick up any more as of yet.
That's interesting.
Is Coach Corrado
I don't care
implementing Chuck Fest?
I don't care where they're from. I got it written down. I had it written down before you even said it. First one from Lutzen is good.
Look at that roll on the made free throw. Bouncing down. Macy Justice back in.
Lutzen good on both shots. She's come up so big here for Monessen Florist. She's provided all of their offense. Troxler Scott, easy layup.
The entire Monessen Florist defense was focused on the left side over there, and wide open was Troxler Scott for an easy deuce.
Ian Williamson brings it across midcourt. 8 minutes to go here in this one. Williamson, nothing but net.
Oh,
a deep two.
What a pull-up jump shot that was. I always used to struggle on the baseline, Jose.
Yeah.
Couldn't make baseline jump shots.
Williamson seems to be pretty good at it.
Yeah, she's making it look pretty easy down there in the baseline.
I think every shot in basketball is difficult. So. You say your weakness is on the baseline. My weakness is pretty much just the game of basketball. Turnover there for Monessen Florist. Goes right back to AMD as they look to expand on this 44-29 advantage. Chad Corrado looking over my shoulder. Very intimidating presence. Three ball there by Demetria Cox, no good. Tried to follow up her own miss and did a good job of it to force the jump ball, and it'll stay with AMD Industries.
Goodness sakes.
Great hustle there by Demetria Cox.
Battle.
Surprised Chad hasn't gone to the vending machine or checked his text messages or.
He's focused. He's laser focused on this one.
Williamson guarded heavily by Lutzen. Gets it in the hands of Troxler Scott, who has Macy Justice on her. She lifts one up. No good. Pugliese gets a rebound. Gets it quickly to Lutzen. Troxler Scott with speed. Her and Daly came back, but nice job there by Lutzen to get the bucket. That was a bucket by Lutzen, correct?
Yes, it was.
Am I losing my mind?
She looked like she was way farther ahead of the play than she was, and then they collapsed pretty fast, gained on her, but she was still able to finish. And foul called here.
Williamson heads to the line again. She comes in 19 points here in this one. She goes to the line, and she's at the line. Can't say enough about what Stelany Lutzen has done for this Monessen Florist team in the second half. I mean, she has scored all 9 points for Monessen Florist, 9 of her 11.
Well, we said Pugliese can't do it all. Lutzen comes in and does some things, but now it seems like they need a third.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to hit a couple of shots.
Gets it in the hands of Justice, and she hits one. Right on cue, Dean.
Pugliese draws the double team. Macy Justice finds the open spot on the baseline and gets right in line where she can receive a pass. Great intuition there.
3 points for Justice, and there's a battle on the court. And they're going to call a jump ball, and Bria Rathway tried to get the timeout in there before, but the refs made the quick call there, and it'll be in possession of Monessen Florist here. Penn Hill's assistant coach Mariah Ward giving some tips to her high school player, Hannah Pugliese.
It's nice to see, you know, despite that she's coaching another team, she's still out here helping.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
That's
helping the other kids.
That's the point of this league, aside from the competition. There's a turnover and a bucket for Daly. 47-33 as Daly gets a bucket there, and a timeout for Monessen Florist with 5:53 to go here in this one.
Mallory Daly has been pretty smooth tonight for AMD. Not starting, coming in off the bench. She averaged 17.6 as a freshman last year, so but she's definitely taken advantage of the times that she has been on the floor and getting the ball.
And I think it's easing her into things, because I know that they really like her to kind of take on what Kaylin Vienick had, you know, what she was able to bring to this AMD Industries team. And, you know, with Daly really only being a sophomore, you don't have to really rush her into it. And especially having so many experienced players on this roster, you don't have to put too much pressure on a young kid right away.
Right.
And Bria Rathway knows that. You know, she has a close connection with Daly. She played with her sister Delaney at Carlo. A big reason why she picked her in the first round, and she really liked her skill and what she was able to bring to this team as a first-year player in the league. So
nice to have a gun that you can load and reload and reload, and that's going to be something we're going to watch all season is how she comes along and watching her fill up the net. I'm sure at some point.
And just interesting to see how her role changes. You know, will she start the next game? Will she start next week? You know, we'll see as the season goes on. Missed there by Spell. Pugliese got the rebound, got it back to Lutzen. Her three-point attempt was no good. Essence Davis was able to save it. She got it to Brinson, who gets it up to Troxler Scott. Jumper no good. Into the hands of Lutzen. Now Monessen Florist goes the other way.
14-point game. Monessen Florist really needs to start making some buckets.
Close one there. I thought that might have been called with a travel, but
yeah.
Pugliese with her right hand, no good. Great defense by Troxler Scott, and you got to give AMD credit for the way that they have played D against Hannah Pugliese here in the second half.
Big turnaround from the first half. She was able to pretty much do what she wanted out there, but here in the second half, they have locked her down. Goose egg on the scoreboard.
Gerard now with it. Maggie Spell defending. She gets into the hands of Olivia Cox, who is defended by Lutzen.
Defensive switch there. We'll see how that works.
They wanted Maggie Spell to put pressure on the ball, and now Monessen Florist takes it the other way. Lutzen into the hands of Justice for two.
Good hustle on the backside by Macy Justice, and a good look on the feed.
4 straight points for Justice. It's a 12-point game. 4:21 to go here in this one. Cox now with it, looks for a teammate inside. Tried to get it to Brinson. Turnover. Monessen Florist now with it. 4:11 to go. 47-35 AMD lead.
I think that should be the AMD game plan, is to try to get the ball inside the Brinson. You know, Essence Davis, 3 fouls.
Yeah.
You know, get it down to her and see if she can take advantage of that.
Yeah, and this AMD team right now needs to take care of business on the defensive end. Now Davis, and a foul called here on Bailey Brinson. That's foul number 4. And Eden Williamson will check in for Brinson.
4:01 to go. They want to save her probably for the final couple of minutes. Try to buy a couple of minutes here with her on the bench.
Now Davis tried to get it back to Pugliese. Pugliese had to trail back a little bit to corral it, but she does so successfully. Troxler Scott still on her. Pugliese gets fouled, and she will head to the line.
Now
on
that
Troxler Scott.
Now that Macy Justice is scoring, you know, Lutzen is scoring. That's kind of the AMD defense is kind of loosening their hold on Puglisi, and she is able to get some space that time. And really, the first time here in the second half, she's had space.
Yeah, she misses the first free throw, but that's what happens when other players are getting involved and they're taking pressure off a player like Hannah Puglisi. You know, we just had that game with Cedarbrook, and we've talked so much so far about Alyssa Clutter, you know, opening up so much for Katie Hoff and other players. You know, that's what this Monessen Florist team needs to do as well. Puglisi gets her first point of this second half. Now 15 here in this one. 47-36 AMD, 3:40 to go. Can Monessen Florist continue to claw away? Williamson for two, no good. Williamson gets her own rebound. Surrounded by a trio of defenders. Three ball by Daly, no good. Cox with the offensive board. And this is what AMD has done well all night. They've done a great job on the offensive glass, and there's Gerard drawing a foul with 3:18 to go.
On Maggie's spell there, that's only her second personal.
Gerard misses the first.
Oh, the free throw woes.
Free throw woes have haunted AMD, and I think that's the story really for AMD. They've done a good job really in just about every aspect defensively, you know, rebounding, as you see there. Is
another offensive board.
Another great board by Daly. But free throws have really haunted this AMD team from getting further than just an 11-point lead. This could be a mercy roll game if they hit those free throws.
Exactly. And I'm sure on Wednesday,
Davis can't finish. Great play there for Monessen Florist to get set up, and again, just an instance where they can't finish at the hoop.
Yep.
Daly for two. She draws the foul. Mallory Daly with the bucket and the foul. 6 points for the Seton LaSalle sophomore, and she'll look to finish off a three-point play here at the charity stripe. Misses the free throw.
I think AMD they're not going to shoot layups to warm up on Wednesday. They're going to shoot free throws.
I think so. Free ball by Clark, no good. Rebounded by Cox, gets it into the hands of Williamson, and AMD going to relax a bit here.
Up by 13 right now. They shouldn't really be in much hurry to score. As a slew of AMD players are getting ready to check in over here.
The numbers from the free throw line for AMD. There's a jumper by Williamson.
Little bank effort there by Eden.
Williamson, 22 points here tonight. Kind of what we expected from her. Preseason pick from me and Jeremy as our MVPs. I believe she was my pick as league MVP. And there's a timeout by AMD here with 1:55 to go. A 51-36 lead for the defending champions from AMD Industries. And despite the lead, I don't know if Bria Rathway wants me to tell her this after the game.
Good luck with that.
But a 10 for 31 effort from the free throw line for AMD here.
I mean, typically that spells defeat.
Yeah.
You know, that typically.
Which makes what they've been able to do that much more impressive. 51-36 lead, a 15-point advantage, less than 2 minutes to go as AMD looks to start the season 1-0 in their quest to defend their Mon Valley Independent Summer Basketball League Girls Championship. And Cox will inbound here, looks for Williamson, gets it, tried to get into the hands of Williamson. A nice steal there by Puglisi. Puglisi now fouled by Cox. And now
they turned the ball over, Coach.
Turnover and then a foul. Pugliese will head to the line here with 1:50 on the clock.
AMD bringing in 4 new players and leaving Eden Williamson on the floor. Bailey Brinson also back in the game.
Pugliese hits her first, 16 points for the Penn Hill sophomore. Corrins, Corrado, Justice, and Manetti back on the court for Monessen Florist. 1 for 2 from the line goes Pugliese. 51-37, 1:45. Now ball in Williamson's hands. Pugliese was Gardner. Brianna Dawson for 3, no good. Rebounded by Brinson.
Just getting in there and grabbing it.
Great job there by Brinson, providing that inside presence. And again, offensive rebounding has really been in favor of AMD Industries tonight. They've done a great job on the offensive boards.
Bingo. Second chance opportunities. Not only did they create like extra free throws for them, but they were getting baskets off of them as well. And there's another one. Brinson with another board, gets fouled. Just 1:12 to go in this one. And AMD 51-37 advantage.
Eden Williamson, a 22-point effort for AMD. Another missed free throw there. Now 10 for 32 is AMD, and a winning effort, but I'm sure that that's something that Breer Rathway is going to address moving forward. And like I said, it's been something that's kind of hindered AMD since last summer. And 0 for 2 goes Brinson. And
there's another hustle play.
now as we hit the final minute here in the second game of tonight's triple header, Corrado going to take a deep 3. No good. Rebounded by Clark. Rebound putback is good. I believe that's Clark's first bucket of the night. 51-39. And it goes
Turnover
back
here.
to Monessen Florist.
Oh, Clark tried to go inside there. She had an open look. Tried to be unselfish, which there's nothing wrong with that. Just a little too tight for that pass.
Got to give Monessen Florist credit. They made things interesting there in that first half behind Pugliese. And now here's Justice with a bucket.
Strong game from Macy Justice tonight.
7 points for Justice. 10-point game, 51-41. Manetti, the 8th grader, guarding Williamson. And Williamson is just going to hold it, and AMD starts their quest for a second straight MVISBL championship with a win, a 51-41 triumph over Monessen Florist in a rematch of last year's championship game. And an interesting one there after the first half, Dean, but it was all AMD there in the final 16 minutes.
It was a big second half for AMD, of course, fueled by that long-range 3 right before the half by Liv Cox. There was a break there, of course, for halftime, but the momentum gained from taking that game from a 3-point game to a 6-point game just lived with them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that'll do it for Game 2 here at Marx's Court Time Sports Center in Elizabeth Township. We will take a break, and we will have coverage of the finale of this triple header. Opening night here at Marx's Court Time. Final score, 51-41, AMD, a victory over Monessen Florist. We'll take a break here and have coverage of Dax Thomas State Farm versus Lee Supply. For Dean Delamalva, I'm Jose Negron. We'll see you in a bit.
See you.